Welcome back, you beautiful people, to another lesson in Advanced Excel. And today we're going to be talking about the SUMIFS formula. Okay, SUMIFS formula. Okay, so what is this data set we have before us? So in this data set, we have all the counties in the United States and their welfare budgets, their corresponding welfare budget. So all the counties, or what we would call local governments, the equivalent of local governments here in Nigeria. All the counties, their state, the states the states that they reside in, then their 5-digit county code. Maybe it's like an identification number, then metropolitan designation. So all of them are belong to one of two categories, either metro or non-metro, right? So what if we wanted to find out the sum of all the non-metro counties? Okay, and as you can see, this data set is very large. It stretches all the way over 3,000 rows. Wow, just after Puerto Rico and the US Virgin Islands, so it's extremely large. Okay, so how do we find the sum of all non-metro counties? So we want to enter the SUMIFS formula. Okay, and as you can see here, it brings up some parameters, but I would like to enter my values using a dialog box. So how do I bring up the dialog box instead of this normal formula input here? So I want you to come and click on the FX button, right? This FX button over here. And once I click on it, you can see a dialog box comes up. Otherwise, you could use the shortcut Control A, Control A. So once I type in SUMIFS and I press Control A, it asks for my range, or what on some versions of Excel you could call this criteria range. Okay. So my criteria is that it is non-metro, but where do all the criteria lie? On what column do all the criteria lie? They all lie within this range, this metropolitan designation column. So I'll select the entire column. I can start selecting from the first row of the column or from the second row. It doesn't really matter. So let me start from the first row. Okay, and I select the entire column and I'll lock it with F4. Okay. Now my criteria, what's my criteria? My criteria is that it must be non-metro. So let me select this cell that contains non-metro. Okay. And what is my sum range? My sum range is all the welfare budget figures, the figures I actually want to add. Okay, so I'll select the corresponding column range here. I'll start from the first row because I start from the first row in metropolitan designation. So I'll select the entire column and I'll lock it F4. Okay, and I'll press OK. And as you can see, it's added the entire all the counties in under non-metro. And even if I change, let me change one figure here. Oops, let me get back up. Let me change one non-metro county figure here. I'll just change this to 2000 and watch how my sum changes. Watch how my sum changes. You can see it reflects the new change I've made. So let me undo that. Okay. And even if I change this to metro, it also reflects the change. All right. So let's take another example of SUMIFS, but this time my criteria is going to be a state. So let me find the sum of all the counties in Maryland. Okay, so if I enter the SUMIF, let me bring up the dialog box to Control A, and it asks for my range. So my criteria range, where do all my criteria is a state, Maryland. So where do all the states reside? They all reside under this first column here. So I'll start from here and I'll select the entire criteria range. Okay, and once I've selected it and I lock it with F4, let me come over to criteria. What's my criteria? That it must be from Maryland. So I select Maryland and I press enter. And what's my sum range? All the figures, the corresponding figures. Okay, so I select the entire welfare budget column and I lock it with F4. Okay, I press enter, and you can see it reflects all the figures. Let me just double check that is correct. Okay, let me come to where does Maryland start stuff? Okay, so it starts here. You can see Maryland, all the Maryland counties. So I'm just going to let me just add all of them to double check that that's correct. I'll just do a regular sum. Okay, and I'll just select all the Maryland. I hope I'm not missing any. And they stop here. Okay, so 12, 6, 4, 3, 500. Let me go back up and verify. Yeah, you can see that it's the exact same thing. Okay, so that's how your SUMIF formula works. And just something you should keep in mind. Let me open up the formula and bring up the oops. Let me open up the formula, bring up the dialog box. Okay, now one thing you should just keep in mind is that first of all you should lock all your ranges. Always lock your ranges. Okay, so you can see the double dollar sign in front of each number and column name, each row and column name rather. Okay, another thing you should keep in mind is that this formula will not work if your criteria range or your range does not match your sum range exactly. So you can see the way it starts from 1 all the way to 3,233. It must be the same 1 to 3,233. You can't, this one can't be 1 to 3,233, and this one now starts from 2 or 3 or something. They must match exactly. Okay, so that's it for SUMIF, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you very much.